Hello everybody, Flaming Shark back with another video. Today giving you guys something a bit different and something incredibly late. My blind commentary to the RWBY Volume 4 soundtrack. Now I'm only going to be reacting to the 8 lyrical songs that are original to Volume 4. I'm not going to be checking out the remixes of Sacrifice and I May Fall, despite those being two of my favorite songs, or the acoustic version of Boop. Now, I've actually already listened to those songs. I thought the acoustic version of Boop was beautiful, of course. And I was actually, to be completely honest, not the biggest fan of those remixes. Now, I figured I'd listen to those songs because they're redos of songs we've already heard. And the only reason I do these reactions to the soundtrack is because I like to kind of theorize and like relate to the show, what's up with these soundtracks and stuff. So I did buy the soundtrack way back when it came out, and like I said, I have listened to most of the background music, although I don't think I've listened to all of it, and because there's so much on the soundtrack, it's massive, as always with the all the background themes, but I have listened to those extra songs. I've not listened to the 8 original songs that either played in RWBY Volume 4 or are just straight up original to the soundtrack. I will go through each of them individually. Obviously, we're going to be listening to the entire song. I won't be saying much. Now, I can say stuff and still hear it, but I do want you guys to hear it as well. However, I might still say some stuff because we will also be able to see the lyrics, because I decided, you know, I'm so late to this. I was sure there'd be a bunch of lyrical versions on YouTube, and I decided to pull up like the most popular ones, which was the Flint of RWBY Nation ones, which links down below if you guys want those. Also links down below to the iTunes official release by Jeff and Potatoes. So if you guys want to check that out and support Casey Lee and Jeff and all the other people, you know, Lamar, anyone else who had anything to do with this soundtrack, check it out down below. I'm sure a lot of you have already bought the soundtrack, and like I said, I'm probably the last person to do this that isn't someone who's going to do it like way in the future. As far as people who were caught up to RWBY during the 4th volume, I'm probably the last person to do this because I don't know, it just never happened, and I'm actually kind of glad that I waited, because now I haven't watched Volume 4 in a little while, and it's going to be really cool to actually go through the first, to go through these songs for the first time. And, well, even though I've heard a little bit of them in the episodes, or at least most of them, it's going to be really interesting to go through these songs the first time right before Volume 5, especially since even though these are Volume 4 soundtrack songs, they could have a lot of implications on future volumes as well, which is another reason why I'm super excited. And it really is kind of cool that I get to do these right before Volume 5, because you know, the hype is really high. You know, the Yang trailer, or the Yang character short, should be coming out probably on Monday, I would guess. And, you know, RWBY Volume 5 is coming out in the middle of October. So, you know, I mean, we're almost here. It's pretty much RWBY time. I've already added RWBY to the playlist because, you know, on the Saturdays leading up, there will be, like, there's this video. I mean, so, yeah, I already added RWBY to the current ongoing reaction series playlists. So, yeah, RWBY's basically back. And this is kind of the initial celebration of that, is my long-anticipated reaction to the RWBY Volume 4 soundtrack. Now, the songs are, I'm going to try to get the order right. I'm not looking at it. I could pull it up, but I'm a potato. There is Let's Just Live, which is the opening. Like Morning Follows Night, which is, I believe, the Sun and Blake song that played during their fight scene against the sea monster Grimm. Bad Luck Charm, which is the Crow song from Chapter 6, or at least I assume it's got to be. Bad Luck Charm's got to be a Crow song. This Life Is Mine, which is probably the hypest, well, sort of the hypest. From a musical standpoint, the hypest one, I'd say, which is the Weiss song, also from Volume 4, Chapter 6. I think after that is Home. Home was the song that played in the Volume 4 finale. Like, it was kind of just like a song that played. I think there might have been I don't remember that song very well. I feel like there might be, like, it might have something to do with Pyrrha and Jean, or it might have something to do with RWBY. I'm not sure. I'm going to need to hear it. I don't remember, like, anything of it. I just remember it having a very similar tone to Cold, so it might be a sad song. The sixth song, I believe, is Armed and Ready, which was the outro for Volume 4, which I didn't listen to. So other than knowing that it's obviously about Yang based on the pun, I don't know what that... I mean, I assume she's going to be talking about how she's ready to kick some ass or some whatever. So that'll be cool. And then there's Lucis Naturae, which I think someone told me way back when the soundtrack first came out, someone told me that this is an original song from Grim Eclipse, which, to be fair, even though I did own, I basically never played it. And a big part of that is because my computer literally couldn't. My computer just sucked. My new computer could definitely play it, but, you know, I don't know. I thought Grim Eclipse was okay. I wasn't a big fan of it. I thought it was a decent game, all things considered, but it wasn't anything that really inspired me to play it. And the final song is BMBLB, which is obviously the word Bumblebee without the vowels. Can Bumblebee buy a vowel? Apparently not. Which is obviously going to be a Blake and Yang song. I'm not entirely sure what to think about that. My initial thought process is that, yeah, obviously where I think all of our minds go when we hear that title for a RWBY Volume 4 song, especially given that the soundtrack has had multiple Jean Pyrrha ship songs, the amazing Ren Nora ship song Boop, which is still one of my favorite songs of the Volume 2 soundtrack, which arguably is the best one, although the Volume 1's kind of unfair, though, because it has all the trailer songs, too, but, like, the Volume 2 soundtrack, I say overall, excluding the trailer songs, which kind of, to me, don't count as Volume 1, the Volume 2 soundtrack's probably overall the best, especially with Sacrifice, but, and probably the best opening song. But Boop was another highlight of that Volume 2 soundtrack. And I'm really excited to listen to BMBLB because obviously it's going to be about Yang and Blake. Is it going to be shippy, or is it going to be just like Blake and Yang? And if it is shippy, that's going to be really interesting because we've already had what I'd consider to be at least one shippy Sun and Blake song, and then there's this one which there's like Morning Follows Night in this very same soundtrack, so we'll have to see what that is. So it'll be interesting if RWBY, if this soundtrack does kind of, I'm actually kind of hoping that we see that like Morning Follows Night is really shippy towards Eclipse, and BMBLB is really shippy towards Bumblebee, because again, honestly, despite the fact that I'm not really a fan of Eclipse, I still think just based on the narrative we're telling, especially if Adam and Blake at any point were a thing, or if Ilya and Blake ever were a thing, I kind of like the idea, and I know some people might disagree with me, but I actually kind of like the idea of Blake. She really like looks for comfort in another person, in another man or another woman, and I don't want to say this in like a negative context, but she goes through a lot of lovers. Because my theory for a long time has been, obviously I'm not super confident Bumblebee is going to happen, but I do think there's a decent chance of it, and I'm definitely rooting for it. But I think the path there goes through Eclipse. I think Eclipse will probably happen. I think Bumblebee has a good chance of happening, but I see it happening later down the line. Especially since RWBY and Yang are probably going to meet up in Volume 5, and Blake and Sun have obviously been doing their thing. I do think we're going to get some progression on the whole Blake, Sun, Yang romance thing, though, this volume. Like, something big. Like, I think Eclipse might sail this season, or... I mean, who knows? Maybe Bumblebee, but I feel like we're getting to that point because I also feel like we're getting towards the Adam, Ilya, Blake, Sun, Yang. Like, that storyline is starting to get closer to some of its big moments. Because I feel like that's going to, like, Blake's overall narrative is probably going to be the one that, quote-unquote, finishes first, so to speak. Like, I think Weiss's narrative is going to go on way longer because Atlas probably won't have to deal with, like, the attacks of the bad guys for a long time and all that jazz. They're probably going to be last, although actually Atlas might be before Vacuo, because Vacuo being, like, a last resort safe haven type thing. Haven Academy, no safe haven. Would make a lot of sense. And I'm just kind of going all over the place here, just talking about stuff. But I'm really interested in that song. I'm sure most people just heard that title and were like, oh, this is going to be Bumblebee shipping. Oh. And to be fair, I probably will orgasm if that is the case. But I'm not getting my hopes up. Because like I said, I think Bumblebee has a decent chance, especially given its nature. But I don't think by any means is it really likely or a guarantee. I think it's got a fair chance of happening. But that's my thoughts on the matter. But don't get me wrong, Bumblebee is my... I want to say favorite ship. It is my favorite ship. At the same time, low-key, I fucking love White Rose way too much. I've really come to fall in love with White Rose, and low-key might even love it more than Bumblebee, in all honesty. And I think a big part of that is, unlike Bumblebee, White Rose isn't going to happen. Like, White Rose has, like, almost no chance of happening, whereas Bumblebee, you have, like, a lot of reasonable thought process there that will happen, so. Potatoes, mate. Anyways, that took too long. I'll probably put timestamps at the beginning of this video for each song, since I don't know if you guys will be interested in listening to my whole soundtrack reaction in this particular potato. So, yeah, let's actually jump into the first song, which is the intro, Let's Just Live, which I've not heard in forever, but I think I still remember the lyrics to the first minute and a half or however long it is. So yeah, let's kick off the RWBY Volume 4 soundtrack with Let's Just Live in 3, 2, 1, and play. God, I love that fan art of all four of them. I think I have a fan art with all of them in the same shot or something. But now it seems we were just pretending. We fixed our world and on our way to a happy ending. And it turned out life was far less like a bedtime story. And the tragedy with no big reveal of the hero's glory. And it seems we weren't prepared for a game that wasn't fair. Can we follow through when all hope is gone? There's one thing we can do. Let's just live day by day and not be conquered by our sorrows. I literally can't hear my voice at all. So even if I'm talking, I'm not missing lyrics, which of course I have them there too. But let's just live. Yep. Just gotta believe. Classic RWBY lyrics. The lesson keeps repeating over and over. Yeah, yeah. Man, you could hear that from any of them talking. To lose. Man, I feel like RWBY is singing this to Weiss, Blake, and Yang, but you could argue all four of them are singing it, but it really, to me, feels like it's RWBY singing it to the rest of them. Oh, here we go. I love the transitions that RWBY does from hardcore to softcore and softcore to hardcore in music. Yeah. For some, this really feels like RWBY in particular. Which honestly, I kind of say that about all the intros are kind of more RWBY singing than anyone else. Yep. Here we go, bring it up here again.
We can cry our lives away, but if they were here, they'd say, go
keep moving forward. Yep.
just keep moving.
Yep. Classic Monty shit. Transitioning back into the original fan art. Fair enough. I really like this. Definitely, like all the extended intros, it adds so much to what is already a great song. Like, a lot of people consider this Let's Just Live the worst intro, but I can never judge an intro until I hear the full thing, and I literally can't even hear what I'm saying. This is so crazy. These headphones are fucking nuts. I might be screaming, I don't even know. God, they all look amazing in that fan art, especially Weiss, but they all look amazing. RWBY looks so cool there too. Ooh, okay. That's an interesting lyric, I like that. Fall in love with life and just be free. Don't you mean steal our day? Oh, I love that last verse. I love that play on the original Let's Just Live song. I thought that last verse was fucking gorgeous. Oh, that was great. Let's just live and fall in love with life and like all that stuff. And, you know, let's just laugh and dance and love or whatever. Let's just live. Paraphrasing, of course, because, again, first time hearing it. I'll memorize this shit eventually, and by eventually I mean a couple days, because now I can finally listen to these songs on repeat over and over again. Okay, so that was Let's Just Live. Fucking amazing. What else can I say? Fucking amazing. Wow. Really fucking cool, guys. That was so good. I loved what they did with... like I said, I kind of say this with all of the songs except for maybe Volume 3. I think Volume 3 does kind of seem like it's being sung by Cinder or maybe even Salem, the opening. But like, you look at Volume 1's opening, Volume 2's opening, and Volume 4's opening, those all feel like they're being sung by RWBY. And like, I know you could argue this is all four of them, RWBY, Weiss, Blake, and Yanger. Really all our heroes singing this song. But like... if I had to relate it directly to one, I think of RWBY, and and that makes sense. She is the main character, so it makes sense that it's her perspective that we're listening to the intro from. So that's pretty cool. Definitely an awesome song. Not a whole lot to unpack. It was all pretty obvious stuff. And I really liked how they portrayed the song. I loved that when we did have the tone change into the softer song, and you kind of feel that, like, that the song, it's like, in a way they're defeated, but in a way they know that they can't be defeated. And again, I'm going to say this from RWBY's POV. Like I said, she feels defeated, but she knows she can't be, for herself, for others, for the world. You know, you have to keep moving forward no matter what happens, and that's a huge message in RWBY, especially after, you know, Monty's passing in Volumes 3 and 4. And it really does fit the narrative after Volume 3. Volume 4's kind of whole narrative is keep moving forward, don't let anything stop you from living life. Thus the name of the theme being Let's Just Live, and talking about living one day at a time and enjoying and experiencing life through all the hardships and appreciating the great points of life, because even though life has its downsides, it's still life. It's still the life we all live, and we have to enjoy it and appreciate it and I guess you could say use it in a sense to the fullest. And I really do like that kind of, I guess you could say, message that's in Let's Just Live, and it's kind of a general theme of Volume 4. And despite the fact that I'm not a big fan of Volume 4, I thought it was a little disappointing. I do think that that type of message was portrayed pretty well in Volume 4, and obviously the songs, as always, seem to portray the show better than the show itself, which is not a knock on the show. It's more an incredible praise to Jeff, Casey Lee, and all the other song potatoes involved in the soundtrack for RWBY. So, Let's Just Live was a tremendous start. I don't know where I rank it among the intro themes, but it's awesome. All 4 of them are. No shocker there. I'm really excited to hear the Volume 5 opening, or at least, you know, the one that's going to be used in the episodes, the minute and a half or however long Volume 5 opening, as well as seeing the visuals for it, because I'm sure it'll look a lot better, because the Volume 4 intro probably had, like, overall, I'd say, given all things considered, my least favorite visuals, because the show ended up looking way better than the intro. The intro didn't really have the greatest feel to it, and they were new with Maya, so it makes sense, but still, that was kind of potato. But nevertheless, I am really excited for this, for the next song, which is, I believe, Like Morning Follows Night, which is a Blake and Sun song, if I had to guess. Let me pull it up. Yes, Like Morning Follows Night is the second song. Gotta pause that. And yeah, you know, I'm hoping for a good song here. I'm hoping we get some awesome... Man, I have this hair that's stuck in my headphones. I can't get it out. I hate when shit like this happens. But I'm hoping for a good song. I'm hoping we get some good lines. I assume this is going to be a Sun-Blake duet. Maybe it's just Blake or just Sun perspective, but I'm assuming they'll both be singing probably to each other, or just in general, maybe they're like separated and they're just singing about each other, or maybe they're just singing about life. I don't know. But Like Morning Follows Night, obviously, really awesome title name, by the way. Maybe my favorite title in this soundtrack, because, you know, obviously sun, morning, and Blake, black, you know, night, shadows, from shadows, all that stuff. Like Morning Follows Night. Very, very clever title for Sun and Blake. That's honestly, it's perfect. So let's actually listen to the song, and let's see if the song is as perfect as its name. And I believe this song played in chapter, I want to say 3. It was Runaways and Stowaways. It was the episode where we first got to see Blake in Yang and Sun in season 4. So anyways, Like Morning Follows Night will commence in 3, 2, 1, and play. What do we got? Yeah, I see Sun's abs and I see Blake. So we got some Blake Sun fan art, of course. Gotta get your Blake Sun fan art.
You don't know what it's like to live in shadows.
Yeah.
Always regretting what you've done.
Trust me, I've been emo too, Blake.
Spending time counting every little mistake, knowing it's always easier to run.
Yeah, that really fits Blake, that's for sure.
Don't have to spend your life looking backward.
Ooh. Oh. Here we go.
Been through this over and over again.
Yes, we have Blake. It's time to...
You can't just wish it away.
Yep.
The past is the past.
Yeah.
Never change.
Tell her,
That
son.
was before. This is now, and when we have a chance to make it better if we try.
Hell yeah.
But I will not endanger one more.
Yang and Sun want to be there for you, though, Blake.
You're free to do the things
Exactly. Yep.
I made the choice.
now I make it my
Exactly. Tell her, son.
Where you need to. No, I won't leave.
Leave you.
Follow you like
Morning follows night. I love the lyrics. because I can kind of sing along. Pains through, won't do. Hell yeah, son. Son's lyrics are perfect. I love Blake's lyrics too. Fair enough. You don't need to start all over, Blake. Fair enough. It's not about making up, it's about doing what you can now, whether it makes up for it or not. Oh, that's kind of related to a Sun quote, too. Exactly. You tell her, son. Nice. Is the only way. Woo! Woo! Oh, yes. Exactly. That's not how it works, Blake. As much as it might hurt. Exactly! Yes! Walk alone. Oh. Oh. Oh, you like morning follows night. I think this is already my favorite song relating to Sun and Blake. Oh my god, so good. Holy shit. I feel like every... Hey, Lamar. Fair enough. Son! Son! Oh, why is this song so good? Morning follows night. Oh, this song, I guarantee you this song is mega underrated because it's Sun and Blake. Do we got anything else? No, I guess not. I feel like it could have used like maybe one more verse. But man, I don't know. I don't know how long that song ended up being. But holy shit, guys. That was like morning follows night. Got a Lamar Hall sighting. Fucking Jesus. Good Lord almighty. Wow. Well, that was definitely a Blake and Sun song. It was definitely fantastic. I'm really curious what people thought of this particular song because I thought it was amazing. But I'm curious if people are going to think this song was really good, but nothing special. Because for me, like, I don't know where I'd rank it, but that honestly was probably one of my favorite songs in the RWBY soundtrack. I mean, the whole thing. I mean, of course, by that, I mean, it probably makes a top 10. Even then, I have trouble. There's so many, okay? Like, it's not going to touch Sacrifice. It's not going to touch Red Like Roses Part 2. It's not going to touch I May Fall. Those are probably my top 3. And then you have the intro themes, which are probably all above this. Probably. Boop is amazing. But I'm not... Like Morning Follows Night is better than Boop. Boop is a bias thing, and that's a thing. And I'm kind of thinking too with Bumblebee, because if Bumblebee is everyone's best, like, favorite song ever, it's gonna be because it's super shippy towards Blake and Yang, not because it's a good song. I'm not saying it'll definitely be a really good song, but like, I could see it being overrated just because it's a Bumblebee song. And like I said, I'm trying to be as impartial as possible. But you guys know I'm Bumblebee all the fucking way. Even though, like I said, my theory for a long time has been that Eclipse is going to happen first. And just, it's not going to last. Whether that be because the relationship just doesn't pan out, or forbid Sun passes, I don't see... I see it happening, but I don't see it lasting. That's kind of where my mindset is with Eclipse. But that song was perfect. Fucking God, that song was... Oh, that song was so good. That was like... Oh... Like, can I say Sun's best moment in the show, even though it's a song? Just like RWBY's best moment is Red Like Roses Part 2. Like, man, dude. Honestly, I almost feel like I should do reactions. I know I've listened to all the songs. I feel like I should almost do the Volumes 1 and 2 soundtrack anyways, just to have a video where I have, like, my thoughts on those songs. Because, like, there's songs like Sacrifice and Red Like Roses Part 2 that I could go on for like 40 minutes each just on those two songs. And it's kind of sucks that I never got to react to those, because like I still think Divide was awesome, but I mean there's never been... Volume 3, and so far the Volume 4 soundtrack hasn't had a song for me on the level of Sacrifice or Red Like Roses Part 2 in terms of like character depth in terms of Red Like Roses Part 2 that we're probably not going to see for a really long time. Even though we're seeing shades of it now with RWBY, I still think a lot of that we're still not going to see for a long time. And then also Sacrifice just being mystery, intrigue. To this day, it's still hard to tell who's singing that song. And there's multiple people who fit, but there's no one who's perfect with that song. And no matter what, it has some crazy implications. You know, there's stuff like that. But yeah, awesome shit. Awesome shit. The next song is Bad Luck Charm, which is definitely the song that played during the Tyrion versus Ranger and Crow fight. It's definitely the Crow song, obviously. And it's kind of weird that this song is before This Life Is Mine, the soundtrack, given both of them played in the same episode. But, what's it called? Even though both of them were in the same episode, This Life Is Mine played earlier in the episode. But I could understand, given they were still in the same episode, that this is just how they're ordered. I mean, it's not the biggest deal ever. It might just be the order in which the songs were made, and it just so happened that since it was like same episode, we're going to make this song first. I don't know. Whatever the case may be, this is Bad Luck Charm, the third song from the RWBY Volume 4 soundtrack. Like I said, Sun and Blake, like Morning Follows Night. I'm not going to count the intros because the intros are kind of their own thing. I like to compare the intros to one another, but not to the rest of the songs in the soundtrack. So, like Morning Follows Night is the song to beat so far, and I think it's going to be hard-pressed to beat it. I do think This Life Is Mine will probably beat it, though, because I think that song's probably going to be the best one. From the little bit we got in Chapter 6 of Volume 4, I'm so hyped for that. And you guys know, even though I wasn't a huge fan of her early on in the series, Weiss has become, I don't know about my favorite character, but god damn it, do I fucking love Weiss. So anyways, Bad Luck Charm from the RWBY Volume 4 soundtrack will commence in 3, 2, 1, and play. Okay, this is interesting. This doesn't sound very RWBY. It almost sounds, it sounds like an anime, but I don't know which one. But an anime I've seen. Also, it wouldn't have been on screen for the first little while, but it's on screen now for the lyric. Jesus. Holy shit. Wow. Damn. You can almost hear the pain in his voice as he's saying, so good. Poor guy. A mirror broken, wow. That's really fitting for this show. I mean, this makes Crow an even better character and explains so much. It certainly explains his drinking problem for one. Jesus. Your advice. Jesus. God, I feel so bad for Crow. So what do you guys think about Crow having some responsibility for Summer's passing? And anyone think he was involved in that? Which would be so crazy for the RWBY-Crow dynamic if she ever finds out if that was the case, which is one reason why I think that's very possible, which would really explain Crow as well, because that could have been the trigger for a lot of Crow's potatoes now. If Summer is dead, of course. Never know. She probably is, but I'm just saying. God, that fan art of Crow is sick as hell. And now Bud Crows. Damn. Oh, was that it? Yeah, we're done. Holy shit, that was a quick song. Well, 3:37's not quick, but I mean, compared to the first two, that was pretty quick. Holy shit. Okay. Well, like Morning Follows Night has competition. Again, this is another example where I myself am the victim of bias. I think Crow is one of my favorite characters. I think he's one of everyone's favorite characters. And that song was really fucking good, and it was for Crow. I don't know if it was better than like Morning Follows Night, but goddamn, it was close. They were both amazing. I think I am actually going to give the nod to Bad Luck Charm, because I think Bad Luck Charm, it tells a narrative. Like, I will say, as great as like Morning Follows Night is, everything in that is very obvious. And I think Bad Luck Charm actually portrays stuff that we haven't seen too much in the series. We've only seen glimpses of so far, which is, you know, a lot about how Crow views the world, views himself, and, you know, how he acts and why he acts the way he does, which, I mean, yes, we understand at this point. We more or less understand that, even though we don't understand the full reasons, which, again, you know, I'm telling you, he probably feels at fault for Summer's death, and again, that would be an awesome plot point down the line, given that he doesn't die anytime soon, because there's always the chance that, you know, he's one of those characters that I would say is up there, not just because they were teasing his death as much as they were in Volume 4, but also just because, I don't know, he feels like one of the, you know, characters that have more of a danger of passing in the near future. Like, I'd say Crow, Ren, Nora. Crow and Ren are probably the two big ones that come to mind, because they were the two that I was most fearful for in Volume 4, and I feel like nothing, even though they survived and they made it past those things, I still feel like nothing's changed, because I feel like with Nora and Ren, their big kind of potato arc is kind of done now, and we know a lot about them, so I feel like that makes them more vulnerable to die. In Crow's case, there's a lot of mystery behind Crow, which I guess is in his favor, but you know, you never know. It's really potato. You never know. And that's the thing. I mean, maybe we overrate RWBY's willingness to kill off characters, because Volume 3 was kind of like the end of the beginning, literally, and they made a big play because of that. So maybe, at least for the time being, we're safer than we think. But we're all still scarred from the Volume 3 ending, the last, basically last 2 episodes. I mean, I guess you could say the last 4, that mini arc when shit hit the fan, but especially the last 2, the true finale of the 3rd volume, that was utterly glorious. And, yeah, so. But yeah, Crow is fucking awesome. I love the song. It's great. And my charge is already, like, shitting itself, so we're gonna listen to, actually, you know what, I'm gonna actually cut off right here because I'm almost reaching a limit on my phone, so I'm gonna cut off right here. We're gonna call this a day for the first part, and I'm about to record some more in a second, so I'll see you in a flash. Peace. Hello everybody, Flamin' Shark back with another video, or rather the same video I guess. We are continuing my reaction to the Volume 4 soundtrack of RWBY. We got to do the first 3 songs and now we're going to be doing the final 5, I believe. We already did Let's Just Live, the intro, like Morning Follows Night, and Bad Luck Charm. We still have This Life Is Mine, Home, Armed and Ready, Lucis Naturae, and BMBLB. So yeah, I just want to kind of get right into this, because like I said, there might be quite a bit of discussion about each one, so I don't want this video to be too long, but it's probably going to be monstrous no matter what, so let's not waste any more time and jump right into my next, soundtrack, my next song in the soundtrack. Yeah, let me plug you in. There we go, we're plugged in. Yep, so the volume is on. We turn on the recording. Make sure it's working real quick. Do. Alright, it's working, and let's do this. This Life Is Mine, which is the 4th song in the RWBY Volume 4 soundtrack, will commence in 3, 2, 1, and play. Okay, that was a little weird, but my computer does that occasionally at the beginning of videos. That is an amazing shot of Weiss. I fucking love that. Holy shit. We can hear you, Weiss. We are watching you through the mirror. I don't know what that sound was, honestly. It might have been Skype, but it shouldn't be on. Yeah, you can get through, Weiss. Don't worry.
There's a part of me that's desperate for changes.
Awesome. Yep.
Tired of being treated like a pawn.
Sounds about right.
But there's a part of me that stares back.
It's funny, because I like to kind of think of the other side of the mirror as the actual viewers of the show in kind of like a meta way. Sometimes. I know it's supposed to be in a way, the true self that she's looking back at in a way, but, you know, potatoes. It's kind of funny. Here we go! This is the part from chapter 6. I think I still remember this, even though it's been a long time since I've heard it. I think. Then again, I'm thinking of Mirror Mirror part like 0.5 more, or whatever it's called. No, this is different. Oh, I let you be the keeper of my part. What a line. This life is mine. Ooh. Ooh. Jesus, that's something. God, I have a really good friend who has a headcanon that's really fucked up involving Weiss. And this really does. God! Jesus. This is savage. God. Hell yeah, Weiss. We all hate that bastard. Yep. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's really fucking cool. Oh my god! These lines! Holy shit. I think this is the part that played, but I did not realize that some of these, like I recognize those lyrics and these lyrics, this life is mine. Like I knew those lyrics, but I didn't know like the shit before it. And there's a classic RWBY song tone shift. Usually it goes from hardcore to softcore, but this one's the opposite. Holy shit. Ooh. It is a shame, but we got you back now, Weiss. Hell yeah. God. Casey and Jeff, you are freaking gods. Yes! Oh, sing it, Weiss! Woo! For my royal test, I will not surrender. This life is mine. Well. For some reason, I don't think I felt, I didn't show how into that I was, but that song was better than the other three, and the other three were probably all amazing. Jesus, this soundtrack is fucking amazing. I honestly love all four songs. I probably like Bad Luck Charm the least, surprisingly. I really like Morning Follows Night. I think it's a fantastic song. Bad Luck Charm's really cool, and it's a Crow song, so it automatically makes it even cooler, but I don't know, I'm not on that next level, but actually going to what I was saying earlier, and it's really messed up, and it's obviously a headcanon that would never happen, or even if that was the implication, they'd never full-blown confirm it, but legitimately, I have a friend who likes to, and she doesn't mean it seriously, but she actually has the headcanon that daddy's abuse doesn't stop at abuse. I'm not going to detail that. I think you guys know what I mean, but I mean, you get the idea, and that would, I think that would add, so it really would add even more greatness to Weiss as a character if she was dealing with that. Holy shit. But it's really fucked up, but I think you guys understand what I'm implying. But yeah, this song was amazing. Seeing, this is, in the Mirror Mirror song, she's kind of doubting herself. She's kind of questioning the mirror, like, who am I? Or, and then in Mirror Mirror Part 2 from the Volume 3 soundtrack that played at the end of Chapter 4 of Volume 3, she's kind of come to her decision at that point, and that's kind of, by the end of that song, she's like, mirror, mirror, I'll tell you something. I think I might change it all. And then her next song in the cumulative soundtrack of the whole series is This Life Is Mine, where she's basically, in a way, she's telling off her father, or giving a giant F you to her father, or whatever you want to describe it as, but it's really a potato situation where you're getting Weiss doing her thing and being fucking awesome, and really just making sauce out of her life, I guess. And it's really awesome. This was the song I was probably most excited for. I'm really excited to hear Armed and Ready because supposedly, because that was the song that played in the Volume 4 outro, and I haven't even heard any of it yet, so I'm just really excited to hear that one. Home should be interesting. I'm excited for Lucis Naturae, just because I have no idea. I think that's the song. I know there's a song that's from the video game, and every other song, and I doubt Bumblebee is the song from Grim Eclipse, so it's got to be Lucis Naturae. Bumblebee just seems like an extra unused song. So yeah, This Life Is Mine, I think, takes the cake for my favorite song of the soundtrack. Even though I love the intro, I don't really want to count the intro in this. I kind of like to only judge those against each other. But I mean, I'm looking at like Morning Follows Night, Bad Luck Charm, and This Life Is Mine. I think I gotta go with This Life Is Mine. Next up is Home, which, like I said, I believe is the song that played in Chapter 12 of Volume 4, the Volume 4 finale. It was like not when RWBY was writing the letter. It was in that time, like when everything was okay before the ending, and they were just kind of doing their, like, RWBY was kind of doing her recap, and there was the stuff where, you know, RWBY, Ren, Jean, and Nora were kind of all just chilling and, you know, thinking about Ren's parents and Pyrrha and just all the people they've lost and remembering them for all the great things that they remember of them. So I think this song is going to be very sad. I don't know specifically what to expect out of this song, but it's probably going to be rough. So anyways, This Life Is Mine was gorgeous, amazing. Casey's a goddess, and I could go on and on about how it really, I don't even need to, because all it literally perfectly described Weiss's character and why she was the highlight of Volume 4. Despite, honestly, in also going into the volume, I thought, honestly, she would probably have one of the least interesting stories of Volume 4. I think undoubtedly was the star, at least as far as the main characters, the main four were concerned. Although, honestly, I think she was just the star of Volume 4, which was really amazing. I think a lot of people would agree with me. I think a lot of people, Weiss went up on their meter of favorite characters just because she was so amazing in Volume 4. And like, for all the flaws that I think Volume 4 had as kind of a weaker volume of RWBY, I still think, at least compared to Volume 3, whether it's, I still haven't decided, Volume 2 and Volume 4 are really close, but I think, despite all the flaws that Volume 4 had, I would say that Weiss's segments of Volume 4 were perfect, and I probably wouldn't change a single thing when it comes to what they did with Weiss last volume, whereas the other three could have been better, especially, like, I feel like Blake, for whatever reason, Blake's stuff just didn't quite hit as well as it should have. I don't even fully understand why Blake's stuff wasn't as good as it should have been, but for whatever reason it was, in my opinion. So, yeah. And Yang's stuff was pretty good, but very limited, and obviously RWBY's stuff was decent, but she kind of had all the plot going with her, at least the majority of it, so, you know. And she had a bunch of potatoes with her. So yeah, let's move on to Home, which is the 5th song in the RWBY Volume 4 soundtrack, and it will commence in 3, 2, 1, and play. Also, I feel like this song, is going to be really sad. It might talk about Ren's parents, it might talk about Pyrrha. It probably will definitely talk about Pyrrha. It might have some RWBY related stuff. Oh, wow, that's cool. Oh, maybe it's more about RWBY than I thought, based on the fan art they're using. Okay, this wasn't part of what we heard. Eyes. Interesting.
Let's just dream.
Okay.
Quietly of what might be.
All right, that's fun. I'm gonna have a lot of room to talk with this song, given how slow the lyrics are. Are we talking about Crow, Ty? I mean, they're using Crow in the fan art. Ruby and Yang are so adorable in that.
Rest, my friend. Time can mend
That could be referring to a lot of people. Time can mend many things for all these characters.
I don't know the answers. Tomorrow's still unknown.
Indeed it is, although we're about to know a little bit about tomorrow very soon.
Make this promise.
I mean, Volume 5, of course.
You won't be alone. I don't know
Where we should go. I remember that from the, I remember the I don't know where we should go from the episode.
I don't know
What path we will be shown.
but I know that when I'm
With you, I am at home. Yeah, this was the part that played.
yes, I know that when I'm with you,
I am at home. I'm resisting from singing along to these lyrics because they're so slow, they're really easy to sing along with, but... Alright, let's continue. Oh no! I'm at home. Now? No, this is a long...
a quiet place in my embrace.
Damn.
A haven of
A haven of safety, eh?
safety where I'll dry your tears. Shelter here.
Interesting. I mean, this doesn't really feel like a Crow song.
But even when we stumble,
I wouldn't say this is RWBY.
someday when we fall,
I mean, it does kind of feel like RWBY, but it's a little too much.
I will remember that I had you through
Maybe it is. Maybe it is supposed to be RWBY singing this. I mean, given especially she was writing a letter at that point. Huh.
where we should go, just feeling farther from our goal. I don't know what path we will be shown.
I don't know. This might really be RWBY.
When I'm with you, I'm at home. Yes, I know that when I'm with you, I'm at home.
Huh. Interesting. I'm really curious to hear who is considered to be the singer of this song. Because, I mean, yeah, I guess it could be a lot of characters, but honestly, I think RWBY makes the most sense when I really think about it, which is pretty crazy.
Yes, I know that when I'm with you.
RWBY talking about Yang and Crow, in a sense. And really any of her family, but... honestly, I think RWBY talking mainly about Yang, but I mean, it definitely Crow too. Okay. That was different. Alright, VLC is being a potato, but that was, okay. That was weird. Alright, well that was, Home, and I have to say, that song was really interesting. It was a good song, it was a cute song, and then I kept, the whole time, I was, like, trying to figure out, like, who is singing this, and I could be dead wrong, and, like, maybe you guys can present an argument to me that makes sense, that would explain who that is, because I don't see how that could, I don't see it as Yang, I don't see it as Crow. I mean, I don't really get summer vibes out of it, so I mean, summer, I guess, is a possibility, but the reason I don't say summer is because I don't think, I don't say summer because I don't really think summer, I don't know, I just don't, I don't know, I don't think it makes sense for Summer to be singing this unless it's in the past. It just doesn't fit. So it's got to be RWBY, and it makes sense because it'd be, if it was RWBY talking about Yang and Crow mainly, but really Tai too, but Yang, I feel like Yang, but also Tai and Crow, but mainly Yang. And I think even to a lesser extent could also refer to Blake and Weiss, and like she considers her team kind of her family too. But she's how do I put this? She's happy and she feels at home because she's with family, and it makes her forget about not having her mother, which is kind of something she thinks about all the time, even though she doesn't show it and doesn't let others into that. She is thinking about Mama Rose all the time, because also saying Mama Rose, I just pictured rose quartz. But she's thinking about Mama Rose all the time, and it makes a lot of sense that being around the rest of her family, the family she does know, people like Yang and Crow and Tai, as well as, you know, like I said, Weiss and Blake even, makes her forget and makes her and distracts her from the gaping hole in her heart that she has from Summer, because again, Red Like Roses Part 2, which I still think is probably the best song of the soundtrack's history. I don't think Sacrifice, no, nothing beats Red Like Roses Part 2. It's still the best song. It's probably, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it never gets dethroned. It's really funny, too, because it's from the Volume 1 soundtrack. It's one of the original RWBY songs, and I still think Red Like Roses Part 2 is my favorite song, and I think it's just, it manages to, like, it doesn't imply really anything of the story while still implying so much about the main character of the show, which we really haven't seen. Like, Red Like Roses Part 2 is just the best, it's like one of the best characterization songs ever. Like, Red Like Roses Part 2, I wish I could react to the Volumes 1 and 2 soundtracks. I mean, blind. Like, I still could react to them and give my thoughts, but man, like, just for Red Like Roses Part 2 and Sacrifice. And to be fair, Sacrifice probably isn't my second favorite song, but it's probably, from a reaction standpoint, as interesting as Red Like Roses, because I think those are the two most interesting songs from a reaction perspective, because they give probably the most overall implications on the story and on the characters in like really deep manners, and they invoke the most discussion, in my personal opinion. That's why I love those two songs so much. I think they're both, you know, at least top 5 songs, and I definitely think Red Like Roses is the best. Like, I'm willing to concede Sacrifice isn't as good, but the implications of Sacrifice are really the reason why I wish I could react to it for the first time and you guys could see my potatoes of it. Anyways, this is Armed and Ready, which obviously, based on the pun there, is going to be a Yang song, probably about how she's... Oh, God. Oh, fuck me. Oh, Jesus. Random cramp. Oh, that fucking sucks. Oh. Oh, man. Oh, man, okay. Well, hopefully that doesn't happen again. That fucking hurt. This is going to be about Yang being armed and ready to conquer Volume 5 and beyond, to conquer her fears, to conquer, to, you know, all that stuff. Armed and Ready, which is the 6th song in the RWBY Volume 4 soundtrack, will commence. I got Volume 5 on the brain. In 3, 2, 1, and play. Also, is anyone excited that Volume 5 is going to be 14 episodes instead of the traditional 12? We're getting an extra 2 episodes, which is really fucking cool. That's interesting fan art. I think I've seen that before, though. But yeah, the fact that Volume 5... That's fitting. We saw, yeah. She's talking about Adam. That's awesome, because we saw that nightmare sequence she's singing about. Oh, this is gonna be cool. She's actually talking about Adam in this. Oh, shit. Oh, this song's gonna be hot as shit. This is gonna be straight fire. I assume RWBY, possibly. Probably RWBY, maybe Blake. I don't know, maybe she's talking about Blake, given that... Fair enough. Nice to see it, even though I wish we got a little more Broken Yang. It is pretty cool. It's gonna be fun to see. Ready! I think I got that. Armed and ready. I know I got that one. Armed and ready. Armed and ready. I love this song. Oh my god, I love the rhythm. I love the beat. Oh, it's just perfect for Yang. Yep. End of Volume 3. Holy shit, Yang, that's a line. Oh, that's a line too. Holy shit, Yang, I'm the golden one who burns just like the sun. Honestly, I think that said your sword will be lament, but maybe it said your song. If it did say sword, that would be even better. That's pretty cool. And that's how you have to live, Yang. Exactly. No living in the past, girl. That was kind of a weird line, but I like it still. Finally unbroken. Feel like I'm back from the dead. Ready, armed and ready, ready, armed and ready. Wow. Ah! Now she's referencing the yellow trailer. My new fist. Bye-bye. Oh, I want to see those red eyes. Hell yeah, that's awesome. Damn. Wow. I don't even know what to say to that, Yang. Now that was an awesome verse. Holy shit. What the fuck? Oh, that's a little different. Yes, you are, Yang, and it's gonna be glorious! At the time of recording this, I don't believe the Yang character short has come out either. Which is really disappointing. I will be checking again when I record my weekly update after I'm done with this, and I will be checking right before I record my weekly update if the Yang character short is out, because I really wanted to do that today, but it didn't come out yesterday. I would have did it even yesterday if I could have found the time, because I had a weird day where I wasted all my time. And it sucked. But yeah, that was Armed and Ready, and it was fucking awesome. And also, yeah, my... Okay. Where am I going? No, I don't want MLP. I'm all thrown off now. Here we go. Lucis and Naturae. So this is the song that I believe is from the Grim Eclipse video game, because one of these two songs is from Grim Eclipse. Either BMBLB or Lucis Naturae, and I think it makes more sense for this one because random Blake Yang song seems out of place in the video game. So I'm assuming this is the video game. I have no idea what this is about. I have the video game, but I've literally, I think, only played Grim Eclipse like twice, and it was back when it was like, I don't even know if the game was fully out yet. I think it was just like the initial game. I played it once or twice. I've been meaning to get it. I might pick it up. I'm pretty sure it's on PS4. I might pick it up there, or I might, obviously pick it up on Steam or whatever the hell. But I definitely will probably get it and play it again. But for the time being, I haven't really checked out Grim Eclipse much at all. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'll do some, maybe I'll do some Let's Play stuff or something for Grim Eclipse. I don't know, but probably not. Almost definitely not. But I definitely... really have kind of ignored it for the most part. It's not really something that I've directly focused on much at all, and that's on me. I mean, I've heard that it's pretty decent. I mean, like I said, I played it like once or twice when it had just came out, but I don't even think it was the full version. It was like just came out, like whatever the first release of it was, and yeah, it was pretty cool, but definitely needed some work. So I'll be curious to check that out eventually. And yeah, my right on cue. Yep. Time for some soda. We're about to get some gotta get our pib on, because we're about to we got a song called Bumblebee coming up, and I might need something for that if it really is what it's teasing. Also, for anyone who doesn't know what Pib is, it's kind of like Dr. Pepper. That's my best description. It describes itself as spicy cherry soda, but for one, that just sounds silly, even though I can kind of understand where they're coming from. It's really hard to explain, but it's kind of like, the closest thing I could put to it is Dr. Pepper. For anyone who hasn't had it, it's pretty good. I like it. I have some Coke too, but I figured I drink something different other than water, even though I was drinking water. I think even in this video. Anyways, Lucis Naturae, I have no prediction. Shit. I know what that means. I fucking know what that means, though. Okay, oh man, I know what that means, but I'm gonna look it up just because I can't think of it. I feel like when I first read the soundtrack off, I looked up what that meant, and I don't remember. But I know what it means because I know I looked it up for this very soundtrack when it first came out, and I almost recorded my reaction, and then I didn't. But I know I looked up Lucis Naturae because I was like, oh, what is this? What is this? For one, I didn't recognize the song name, period, and then I didn't know what it meant. So I'm going to look it up. A Freak of Nature. Okay. I mean, obviously Naturae was nature, but I didn't know what Lucis Naturae meant. Freak of Nature. Well, that narrows it down to no one. I guess it could be a song about the Grimm. It could be a song about Salem. Could be a song about Yang. Probably not, because we literally just listened to one. My guess is the Grimm. I don't know. I know this is from the video game, but I don't know if this has anything to do with... I know the video game has an original story. I don't know if there's original characters. So, I don't know. I guess this could be someone I don't even know. But based on what I do know, my guess is the Grimm. I mean, possibly Salem, but I'm just assuming the Grimm in general because freak of nature. I mean, I don't know what else that could be that fits. So anyways, let's check this song out because legitimately I'm mega curious about this song. Lucis Naturae, which is the 7th song on the penultimate song on the RWBY Volume 4 soundtrack, at least that I'll be reacting to, will commence in 3, 2, 1, and play. So we got RWBY. We got a pretty awesome shot of RWBY. Either the Grimm or Salem or an original character. Oh my god, I'm getting chills. Maybe Salem. Holy shit, I got chills. Oh shit. Holy shit, guys. These are by far the biggest chills I've got today for the soundtrack. Holy god. I'm not huge on this instrumental. We're talking about the Grimm. Interesting. I don't know if this is Salem or something. Maybe it's Salem. Maybe. Huh. Open up your eyes. I think you all know, well, not all of you, some of you know what I'm talking about. I still can't wait to post that. Wow. Hell yeah! I don't think this is Salem. I mean, it fits. Oh, maybe not. Okay, that sounds like it. A madman with no proof. No, definitely not Salem. Okay. Holy shit, this song. Oh. Yes. Jesus Christ. Oh, it's not done! Madman with no proof. Wow. Oh. Oh. Oh! What the fuck was that? There was nothing, no hype for that song. Am I the only one that thinks that song was fucking amazing? Holy shit. Oh, man. Well, I guess I gotta play Grim Eclipse now. Just to understand what the fuck that song was about. So, there were parts of that song, a lot of parts of that song. Now, we don't fully understand Salem and the Grimm and their connections, all that stuff. So there were a lot of parts of that song that were like, okay, that could very well fit Salem. And then the singer was, for one though, one of the problems was Casey wasn't singing. And Casey sings for the females and Jeff sings for the males. That's the idea. And it was a male singer, so there was that. Because Divide was sung by Salem, and obviously that was Casey Lee for the Volume 3 outro. And I was thinking about it, and then there was the Madman line, and that 100%, Salem for one is not a man, but two wouldn't be referring to herself as a madman. That doesn't, or like wouldn't be like, oh, they called me a madman. Like, no, that's not what anyone considers you. Other things, sure, but not that. That doesn't describe her at all. So, based on everything I could gather, this is an original character from the video game that, based on that song, is some type of professor or doctor, some type of scientist who believes in the Grimm's potential, believes there's more to them than meets the eye, and is trying to unlock the Grimm's potential by basically he's trying to unlock the whatever from the Grimm and use them as his own army to control the Grimm and use them as his own. So he's kind of trying to undermine Salem, unknowingly, I'm sure, by doing what she does, I feel like. Which is really interesting. Holy shit. The idea is really interesting. So you guys are going to have to tell me, don't tell me any like details, because like I said, I'm going to have to get into this shit and figure this out myself. I want to experience it myself. But tell me if this is based on a character from RWBY Grim Eclipse that has not shown up in the series, because that's the implications I was getting. Like I said, there were a lot of implications that fit with Salem, but eventually it became clear that this wasn't a song about Salem, which I didn't really think, but I was kind of getting suckered in because there was a lot of lines that fit with Salem, and this character does have a lot of similarities to Salem in the sense, and as far as how, I guess I could say he sees the Grimm, but holy shit, I really fucking hope this character ends up in the main series based on that song, because for one, that song was fucking amazing. There was a part towards the beginning, I didn't really like the instrumentals, and I thought, even though the instrumentals definitely should have been really intense, I wasn't huge on the instrumentals. I actually think the instrumentals were not amazing, which in and of itself, not amazing is shocking from Jeff Williams. Anything less than amazing in any facet from him is shocking. And his instrumentals and his background to these songs are incredible. I wasn't huge on this one, but with the lyrics, it's amazing. Like, it works well with the lyrics, but when there's no lyrics going on, it's just that BGM, it's not the greatest, especially at that one part towards the beginning. And, yeah, but holy shit, guys. I'm not even joking when I say I think I like this song about as much as This Life Is Mine. That song was completely out of nowhere, completely took me off guard, and it was a song about the fucking Grimm, it's the first song about the Grimm. Now, it's about this guy, whoever he is, singing about the Grimm and himself, but it's about the Grimm. We got a Grimm song. Like, we've had, like White Fang songs, but Grimm song, that's a first, and it was amazing. Jesus Christ. I want to hear that song play in the series. Preferably for this character. God, now I want this fucking character, dude. Oh, fuck me. Like, I'd love to have this kind of entity as like a separate entity that's kind of villainous. Like, because Raven already fills that role as like this separate entity who's villainous. I don't want to straight up call her a villain, but at this point, she's pretty damn close. If not full villain at this point, even though I still feel it's more complicated than that, but you get the point. So obviously Raven fills that kind of side villain role to Salem and her council, but I would love to have this guy fill a second niche of that, and it could really make sense because I could see this type of character becoming, like, if I'm not mistaken, there's 6 chairs on the in Salem's room. Obviously, one for Tyrion, one for Cinder, one for Hazel, and one for Dr. Watts. But, you know, maybe not. Maybe it's possible that what's-his-name has one, but just couldn't come to the meeting because he's the headmaster of Haven Academy, Lionheart. So it's possible that makes 5, and then I would love for this character to eventually end up as part of Salem's thing. Salem's group of people, because he respects the Grimm. He sees potential, like it's very Salem-esque, but like in a way where instead of, it's like he's seeing through everything and he's actually seeing the truth, and he probably sees more of the truth than anyone else does, and definitely seems to be seeing something similar to Salem's truth. Now obviously he's trying to harness the Grimm and use them as his own, but he has the right idea, and I think you know, he would be more than ecstatic to learn the truth and whatever the full truth is from Salem and all that. So I like that idea. I'm just spitballing based on this song because I have no fucking idea what this character's like, if I'm even right. But I'm pretty confident after listening to that song that this is a character from the video game that's not shown up in the show that's fucking amazing, because that song made him sound amazing. Although, to be fair, all of these songs make pretty much every character that it has a song sound amazing. Especially the intense ones. Like, basically, Weiss's songs in the, like, intense and, like, the... I don't know how to explain Weiss's song intensity. And then you have, like, the regular intense songs, which are, like, the rest of them. Or the rest of the big ones, anyways. So we have one more. BMBLB. I must say, as far as going into this one, I know that there was a lot of hype around the song when it was announced or when it came out or whatever because of the name, obviously. I don't know if the hype ended up being justified in terms of shipping Blake and Yang. Also, this song goes straight to lyrics, dude. I heard, like, theirs. I heard Casey say, like I said, I think she said there's, something. But yeah, so I went back to 0-0, but that was right away. But this song's also pretty short, only 3:21. So that kind of, I don't know what to think about the length. It's a shorter song. It's going to be interesting because I'm sure it's going to be about Blake and Yang, of course. But like, do I really think this is going to be shippy? I don't know. I mean, I don't think. Here's my thing with this song. The reason I don't think this is shippy is because it's not so much I don't think Bumblebee is going to happen. It's, I don't think they would get people's hopes up that much. I would think that if they're truly going to do Bumblebee, they want people to be as, they would want people to be as, I guess you would say unsuspecting as possible. Like I don't think, like, if this is a Blake Yang ship song, the confidence, like those Bumblebee fans are going to suddenly feel like they have all this confidence that Bumblebee will happen. That, you know, like, of course, there's a tons of them that are like, oh, it's the best thing ever, oh, it's got to happen, you know, and just that fandom belief. But this, if this is really a Bumblebee song, despite the fact that Eclipse songs exist, this will be like the song, like this will be the game changer that actually will make people say, oh yeah, it'll make the deniers say that Bumblebee is at least possible, and it will, no, the deniers are going to deny, and the fanboys and fangirls who are way on board with Bumblebee are going to be even more on board with it. Now, obviously, and as you guys know, I am very passionate about this, and I'm a reasonable person when it comes to shipping. Despite the fact that I am pro Bumblebee 1,000,000%, and I'm not a big fan of Eclipse. I don't hate Eclipse. It's more of a preference to Bumblebee than a hate of Eclipse. The only ship in this show I hate is Iceberg. Because fuck Neptune. No offense. Honestly, I don't even like Neptune. Neptune is like literally one of my least favorite characters. Because at least Daddy Schnee, you're supposed to hate. And I don't hate Neptune, but like I just don't like him. And I pretty much like just about everyone else in this show. But I've never liked Neptune. It's funny, of all characters, that's the one that we get the bootleg Neptune hitting on Weiss last volume, which was hilarious. I mentioned that the other day to someone. But yeah, I'm really interested. I'm scared. I don't know what to expect. I'm really hoping this song is good, no matter what it is. Honestly, there's this part of me that's like, I hope this is just a really cool friendship, or no, I don't even want a friendship song. I kind of want like a badass Blake and Yang song. What I'm kind of thinking this might end up being is just straight up gay trash, which if it actually is, I don't know how I'm going to react. I mean, I'm going to fanboy or fangirl the fuck out, because who knows if I'm really a boy, but there's a part of me telling me that it's got to be something other than them shipping Bumblebee. Not because I don't think it's going to happen, but because I don't think they'd make a song about it, because then it's like you're really tempting fate if it doesn't happen. And I feel like if you make this song and then you go the path that I honestly think they're going to go, which is Eclipse is going to happen possibly next volume, but definitely soon, and Bumblebee's going to happen further down the line, I feel like then you're really going to be tempting fate, because then when Eclipse initially happens, you're going to get even more backlash, because at least, like, because I mean, especially with the way that RWBY has been so open in talking about the whole same-sex relationship thing, Monty in the past and others, and then to actually make a song teasing this particular ship, which is, I would say, the most popular ship in the show, honestly, by a mile. As much as I love my White Rose, Bumblebee is like the ship. Like, there's a lot of people that ship Eclipse, don't get me wrong, but Bumblebee is hardcore. Like, and that's the thing. I think the one thing about this ship, it's a very Star vs. the Force of Evil, Jarko v. Starko, where it's a bloodthirsty, cutthroat ship war. Eclipse and Bumblebee do not get along. People who like Eclipse and like Bumblebee do not get along. And I don't think I'm one of those people, like I said, pro Bumblebee 100%, but I know I'm blabbering, but I'm nervous to listen to this song. Like, despite everything I've said, the fanboy in me wants this to be as gay as possible. So I'm kind of torn here, because I honestly, I feel like if they make us, God, what the fuck? What the fuck am I doing with my life? Let's just fucking play this shit. The final song that I will be reacting to in the RWBY Volume 4 soundtrack, BMBLB, or Bumblebee with a Can I Buy a Vowel, will commence in 3, 2, 1, and play.
There's a garden where I go.
Okay.
If you meet me there, no one will know.
Oh.
In the springtime.
Oh my.
In the sun, we can be alone without it.
Oh my! Oh dear God. Oh dear God. If there was any doubts after that first verse, the fan art seems to be...
Butterflies and the birds keep a secret, no they won't say a word.
What?
They watch us and they know.
What?
And they're happy as they see our love grow.
What?
Sit for a while as I drink in your smile. It feels like a dream that's come true. My head starts to buzz and my heart fills with love over you.
Oh God. Fuck, I'm starting to get emotional.
Baby, can't you see? You could be with me. We could live inside a garden of
What?
fantasy. You could be my
This is going from gay to sexual.
dream.
In a cute way, but still.
Fantasy. Maybe set me free. Let me be your bumblebee.
Holy shit! I said it's supposed to be Blake.
And you chase
Yeah, definitely Blake. Oh my god! What the fuck? What is this? This is way too forward! Live inside a garden of ecstasy. You could be my queen. I could be your dream. Alright. I didn't know that line. Yo. I should.
Like a serenade, every word you say has me falling more and more in love with
Couldn't
you.
they be?
Like a pretty beat, you are oh so sweet. Every day is sunny, it tastes like honey. Feel so alive,
Take me back to the hive. What the fuck? What even is this? Also, I love that fan art. On a side note. That's it, eh? Well, that kind of ended suddenly. I mean, I guess the core, it was a little, yeah, I guess that's the typical Jeff and Casey song ending right there, I guess. Fuck me. Fucking fuck me. Fuck me in the fucking ass. Jesus Christ, you might as well fuck me in the ass. Dude, any guys watching this video, if you were to magically appear and start fucking me in the ass, it wouldn't be half as gay as the song we just listened to. Oh my god, what the fuck? What the fuck? I literally didn't even think it would be, I thought, gayest, okay. That was weird. That was the most, okay, that was actually, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the first song in the entire soundtrack, one that was that gay, of course, but what I was really going to say is I think that was honestly the first sound in the entire soundtrack that was a ship song that involved both characters singing to each other. Now, I need to go back and make sure that in Volume 2, there wasn't a song where Sun and Blake have a duet that's shippy. Because Volume 3, there's definitely a Sun song in there, but I feel like Sun sings the whole thing, or I don't remember there being two voices. I don't remember a guy and girl. I don't remember them doing the, like, Morning Follows Night. And, like, Morning Follows Night is a great Eclipse song, but it's not very shippy. I mean, yes, you can argue that in the Lamar Hall verse, there was and this is good because I actually got to listen to that song a couple more times since my last recording, since I got through the first three, so I know that song pretty well. In the Lamar Hall verse, really, it does kind of get shippy from a Sun side, but it's more of a I will always love you type ship thing than a cute or romantic or even sexual type of shipping stuff. And that's fine, but that's not my point. The point is, again, Blake doesn't really talk about shippy stuff. Oh, dear God. Oh, fucking fuck. What the hell? Same spot, too. What the... Oh, Jesus. Oh, fuck. Fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, Jesus. Oh, dear God. Oh, fuck. Oh, dear God. Holy God. Oh. Ah! Fucking fuck! Oh, okay. 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 Oh, dear God. What the fuck? What the... Jesus! Ha! Oh! Oh, what the fuck? Ah! What the fuck? 1 second. Oh my God. Okay, guys. Fuck me. I don't know how much of that was recorded, or I know how much of that was recorded. I don't know how much of that will still be in the video whenever the fuck you get it. But I literally either just had the worst cramp, and cramps are fucking terrible. But I don't know what the fuck just happened. Either I literally, like, the cramp was so bad, like oh dear God, ugh, I had a throat burp. Jesus, man, this sucks. The cramp was either so bad that I literally, when I got it, like, I had a cramp and it went away and I sat back down or whatever, and then I got another one, and that one was so fucking, and cramps hurt like a motherfucker. Like, cramps are terrible. I mean, like, I'm gonna, like, I don't, oh my God, I might keep it in the video because it's fucking hilarious. I blame Bumblebee for this, but I think I got the worst cramp in existence. Either that or I blew something out in my fucking leg. Just doing nothing, but you know, that's how it happens. It just happens. And because holy shit, I literally could not walk. I was barely able to keep myself up on my left leg, and I was able to not even limp. I was able to, like, eventually I was able to manage myself over to the couch and, you know, get a pillow and put it under. It's like in my calf, and put it under that pillow and keep it elevated and it's slowly, the pain's going away. In fact, it's pretty much all gone. I don't know if I'm okay or not, but that was literally and I've had a decent amount of cramp. You know, I've played sports. Cramps are the fucking worst. They really are. That was by far the worst cramp of my life, and I think it had a lot to do with where I got it. I do think it was just a cramp. But I am hesitant to even fucking get up right now. So, at least for right now, I did take my phone with me while I was potatoing over here, just because I don't know how long I'm going to be on this couch. So real quick, I do want to finish the video by saying that this was a fucking awesome soundtrack. I don't know where I was talking about Bumblebee. It's super gay. I wasn't expecting that. I honestly am. I'm actually thinking really clearly, but I'm not remembering anything detail-wise. So it's weird. I'm actually, because, you know, pain makes you, like, really, like, it does clear up your head, but oh man, I actually feel fine right now. I'm just a little hesitant to stand back up and go over there. I want to wait like 5 to 10 more minutes or something. So yeah, that was fucking insane. I'm either going to keep that in on the end of the fucking video because it's probably hilarious, I'm gonna have to watch it back, or I'm gonna cut it out altogether. In fact, if I'm fine, I'm not injured, and I do a regular update video instead of one saying where I can't do videos because I fucking blew out my leg, as long as that's not what happened, I will definitely In my update video, I might ask you guys what you think. Although to be fair, I'll probably be editing it not too long after, and I still want to record some Adventure Time for get a head start on the big Adventure Time commentary you guys will be getting hopefully on Thursday again if I didn't die just now. But yeah, that was really awesome. The Blake Yang song was crazy. I mean, it was. I actually do remember. I was talking about how Blake and Yang and their whole thing was not how Blake and Sun. I don't think they've had a duet other than like Morning Follows Night, because I don't. There's very few duets in the series. Like I always think of Red Like Roses Part 2 as the duet, and it always will be. Again, unless we get another one on that level. But like Morning Follows Night was a Sun Blake duet, and yes, there were some lines where Sun was definitely showing his feelings, but we all know Sun has feelings for Blake, and we all know Blake has feelings for Sun. That's not something I think even shippers of Bumblebee would argue. I do think that Sun has stronger feelings than Blake does, but I think no one would argue that they both have feelings for one another to some extent. And but I honestly think this was the first ship song that had the two characters involved in the ship singing to one another about the ship. Usually it's like Boop, where it's Nora singing about how much she's in love with Ren, but Ren himself doesn't actually sing in the song. I'd have to look back at the Jean-Pierre stuff too, but I'm pretty sure most of the Jean-Pierre stuff comes from Pierre's perspective. Again, I'd have to look back and see, but I honestly don't think there's a ship song that is a duet with them, singing back and forth to each other, unless you guys want to count like Morning Follows Night, but I didn't really pick that up as more of a ship song. I swear there's an Eclipse ship song in a different soundtrack. I want to say Volume 2. That would make the most sense. I swear, or maybe even in Volume 3. I swear there's a Eclipse ship song. And I can't remember it, but I also don't think it was anything like this. I would remember a song like this no matter who it was about, because god damn it, not only was it blatant like Boop, it was sensual. It was cute, but it was also almost not just sensual, but sexual almost. It was the overtones were really obvious. There was no subtlety in what they were saying. Like even in words like how the birds and the butterflies, or the birds and the, they didn't say birds and the bees, thank God, that would have been stupid. But the birds and the butterflies, like they watch it, like they'll keep our secret, but they watch us and they know. Like, I mean, you're kind of, there was like this semi-scandalous tone to it, of the idea of the two girls in love, and I kind of liked that. Like, it's not like a bad thing, but I kind of liked how they portrayed it in the song. How it's like, we still want to we're keeping this a secret, and it was almost kind of like a sly comment towards the fandom, like they're watching and they know, they'll keep our secret. Like, it was kind of, it literally came off in that way to me, and then the whole "we could live inside a garden of ecstasy" line really set me off. Like, that was by far the most sexual line in the soundtrack so far. And for it to be in this song of all songs is just nuts. And I actually really like it, because I actually feel like Blake and Yang as a ship should have that element to it. And that might sound weird, but my point is, John and Pyrrha, to me, is like pure innocent love. Ren and Nora, similar but different. Definitely very cute. In both of those cases, I feel like the characters involved, I feel like it should be more pure and honest, I guess you could say. With Blake and Yang, obviously Blake and Yang are both, I don't want to say, I don't know how to put it, but I feel like they've both always had sexual undertones. I mean, Yang, it's obvious. I mean, Yang, that's the point. But I feel like even Blake, to a lesser extent, has had those, certainly in comparison to RWBY and Weiss, who obviously RWBY has kind of had the childish idea, and Weiss was more supposed to be the fair maiden, the princess, the beauty in that sense. But I feel like even with their characters, like, you got Blake reading all that dirty Ninjas of Love crap, and you got Yang being Yang. if we're going to ship this, I mean, that's a type of ship where I think there's more of a, spending 6 hours together in a grassy field, laughing, smiling, just gazing into each other's eyes, kissing, and more. Like, that's kind of, I like that image of Bumblebee, and I'm not even saying that in a, oh yeah, that's hot. Of course it's fucking hot. Like none of these, well, I mean, Jean and Pierre is not really hot, but Ren and Nora, that shit's hot. But, the point has nothing to do with that. That's just a good envisionment of Bumblebee, and I really liked this story, I guess you could say, that it told. If I'm being honest, the song wasn't that amazing. It was nothing special for RWBY. It was a good song overall. For the RWBY soundtrack, it was average, but the contents of the song are what make it. Like, I could see people saying this is their favorite song of the RWBY soundtrack, and I don't just mean Volume 4, I mean Forever, and that is completely retarded. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I know that's a strong word, but that, to me, that is literally fucking stupid. Like, it's literally stupid. Like, I can and I know it's an opinion, but, like, even, okay, I should take that back. I think I mean best song of the soundtrack, not favorite. Favorite, you could have anything be your favorite. I need to take that back. But if someone was to say this was the best song, even of this soundtrack, if you're trying to tell me this was better than This Life Is Mine, like, my Lucis Naturale, I know a lot of people aren't going to probably agree with me, maybe they will. This Life Is Mine is probably the undeniable star song of this soundtrack. Lucis Naturale to me was the dark horse surprise. Like Morning Follows Night as well. I expected that to be pretty good from what we can kind of hear, and that was so long ago. I barely even remember that. I feel like that was one of the episodes that I didn't rewatch much. Chapter 3, even though I really liked it, and it was like the first one with Blake and Yang and stuff. I feel like I just didn't rewatch that episode very much, like not as much, because I think what it was Chapter 1 was the premiere, Chapter 2, Remembrance, had the Pyrrha stuff, so I had to rewatch it, and then Chapter 3 was like, okay, and then Chapter 4 was Family, which had the Raven and Crow stuff, so it was like each episode around it had really potato stuff, because Chapter 5 was probably the most meh episode of the series, but Chapter 3 was still pretty good and had some cool moments, especially that ending with Salem, but it wasn't as good as probably the episodes around it, with the exception of Chapter 5, which also wasn't that amazing. Like, damn, that Blake stuff. The Blake stuff, it was just the Blake stuff, mate. But yeah, that was a fantastic soundtrack, and I think my reactions did not live up to the hype until the final two. I feel like Lucis Naturale, I was freaking the fuck out and going crazy with theories or trying to figure out whose song this was, and my conclusion was I don't know. Like, literally I don't know, because I think it's a character that I've literally never met before. And in the case of Bumblebee, I mean, I guess you guys were probably all waiting for this reaction. I'll probably have to timestamp these just so you can get your reactions to each individual song, because, I don't care if you guys just want to watch my reactions to specific songs, even though, honestly, I think my Lucis Naturale and Bumblebee reactions are the highlights, honestly, right at the end. But like Morning Follows Night, I was really into that too. I think that was a great reaction. I wasn't great. I feel like This Life Is Mine, I didn't do justice, but it was probably the best song, not being biased, even though Lucis Naturale was so fucking good. And Bumblebee, being a Bumblebee shipper myself, you guys, I'm sure there's many other Bumblebee shippers who are very excited to see my reaction to that. When I think of Bumblebee, Tally comes to mind first, but a bunch of people come to mind. Tally, I don't know if I'd actually watch this, but I know, he's a massive Bumblebee shipper. There's a ton of people that love their Bumblebee that I'm sure, that I know watch me, that will probably be amused by that. It was probably pretty funny. But anyways, my leg is okay from the looks of it, so I got an update to record, so I'll see you in a flash. Peace.